Best colour is like a ruby red or Bordeaux colour. Nice and dark, not too dark obviously. The fat colour too is a big indicator. Usually white fat that you see in a supermarket with bright red meat is meat that's not aged, so it's not hung to the desired effect. You're looking for kind of a yellowy fat almost. That's caused by the blood trickling through the fat, giving it that colour. Well marbled, a good dispersal. See it here, you have like little strikes of lightning through it. The more of this is desired, the better the flavour will be.
When you're looking at all the different cuts of beef that you can take off an animal, what's your standout cut?
I think it's this chap here, the Onglet. It's definitely a very underrated piece of meat. It deserves a better reputation. It's the classic Parisian steak and frites. There's a reason for that, I suppose, because it's very easy to get a flavour off it and cook it well.
Certainly from a chef's point of view, and most butchers, it's always near the bottom of the list for a preferred cut.
It doesn't have bagged loads of flavour like my Côte de Boeuf does.
I have one dish that fillet works better than any of the other cuts that you can look at.
I mean, fillet's not a worked muscle, so I mean it's very tender, 90% of the time. It's obviously, in most people's estimation, their favourite steak in the public domain. For butchers, I wouldn't think so too much. It doesn't carry as much flavour as any of the other cuts because it's got a very low fat content as opposed to the other pieces of meat. And where it is located on the inside of the rib running along, it doesn't get much exercise, so I don't think it benefits really from bags of flavour. But it is equally very nice, and it is very nice, as you say, with certain dishes, you know, to create, whereby no other piece of steak would pull it off quite so easily.
I mean, if I was doing a steak au poivre, I wouldn't use any other cut because it doesn't come out the same way. And one of the great advantages of having the fillet, and this one's piece is from slightly closer to the tail, as you get up through the middle, you do get an amazing chunk of meat that enables you to make a great sauce because it has to have a long slow cook. Côte de Boeuf on a menu is one of those dishes that people look at and they just kind of get a bit glassy-eyed and go, I've got to have it.
Côte de Boeuf is a fantastic steak. It's absolutely superb in every sense of the word. My Côte de Boeuf, I wouldn't suggest that you'd use any sauce on it because the flavour is all there, and you shouldn't really have to start making it complicated when it doesn't really need to be, because the product will speak for itself at the end of the day. So all you need is a fine wine and some spinach, and that usually finishes it off.